Here is the outcomes counter. This is a counting system for counting the number of outcomes for all of these different outcomes. So you can see everything including health, employment, housing, education, and so on. All of these are the particular outcomes for a particular organisation, but these can be tailored to your organisation. A member of staff logs in, so type Craig. Once you're logged in, then you can choose a client to see what outcomes that the client has achieved in any particular month or year. So I'm going to choose myself. So if I go to now, you see you've got the name here of the client and the month and the year. Well, we're going to change this to December and then 2013, and there you have it. As soon as you choose the month and the year, all the outcomes which are greater than 0 are highlighted in yellow. I can also view the outcomes for all the months for a particular client by clicking on all months. And you get an Excel spreadsheet showing the months along the top and all the outcomes down the side, and highlighting all of those outcomes where the value is greater than 0 for that month. So you can quickly see how a client is progressing in terms of outcomes for any month. You can do the same, but for all clients. So you would see the total scores for all the clients accumulated together. So what this shows is the total number of driving outcomes in each month, etc., etc., with all the outcomes again down the side and all the months along the top. So you can quickly see how many outcomes there are for each outcome type. To update a record, you'd simply make a change to a particular outcome, click Update. It would ask you then whether to confirm that you want to update the scores for the name of the client. Click Yes. It would then ask you if you're sure that you want to update scores for December. Yes. And for 2013. Yes. Once you've done this, then that score becomes highlighted and it's now saved to the database. The system also has a diary feature, so you can keep comments for a particular client. In this case, it's diary notes for Craig Cooper. You can view the diary notes for any other client by using the drop-down list. When you type a diary note, and then click Add Diary, it then appears here in reverse date order, so the most recent diary note is always at the top. Now you can search the diary for a particular client for any keyword. So if I, for example, wanted to search for CSDS, search, and you can see we only have one entry for that, and it says that the CSCS card exam score was changed by 4. So we can isolate diary notes for any particular keyword, which is very useful. We can also isolate the diary notes between any two dates by using the date range setter here. Five steps. In order to quantify the improvements and progress of a client, we created the 5-step process, which consists of admin, English, qualifications, job search, and working. These 5 steps are meant to be a linear progression, so admin would be either yes, they have completed the registration and have the sufficient documents for work, or no, they haven't. So it's a yes or no outcome. So this would include passport, bank account, national insurance number, documents like that. Once they have the sufficient documents to work, then it becomes yes. Prior to that, it's a no. English level is either low, medium, or high. Once again, this is an important step in obtaining work. Qualifications are either complete, yes, or incomplete. In other words, do they have sufficient qualifications to get work, yes or no? Job search. This is basically, are they actively searching for work weekly, monthly, or never? And finally, work. Do they have a job? Yes or no? Now, these 5 steps have been found to be very useful in measuring a client's progress. And a staff member can change the rating of a client by simply clicking on Save. They can view the results for a particular client over all past months by clicking on Excel. There we go. So here we can see the dates down the side and the 5 steps along the top and the ratings obtained at each date. We just look at another one. So to close that one, we change it to another client. There we go. We look at the Excel spreadsheet showing all the months for this client. Now we can see this was a test client, so it doesn't show linear progression because I've just been using it as an example. But as you can see, each particular date point here shows the attainment levels for the 5 steps. If it's yellow, that means all the 5 steps have been completed. If it's orange, that's kind of in the middle, and if it's red, that's when they are not complete at all. And if it's white, it's just unknown. So you can tell by the shading how a client is progressing. Now you can also view the spreadsheet for all clients by clicking here. Now, this shows admin yes, admin no, admin unknown, English high, English medium, English low, English unknown, qualifications yes, qualifications no, qualifications unknown. Search, and it shows this month by month. So, for example, we can see that in October 2013, there was one person who had an outcome of job search monthly, and after that, no other people achieved a medium level job search outcome. However, we also had in that same month 2 people who were actively searching weekly for work, and then the next month only one new person, so that makes a total of 3. But then in December and January we can see we have 0. In this one here we can see that we started off with one person in October who was fully qualified, and a new person became fully qualified in November, and then 2 more people in December. That makes a total of 4. And then in January, qualifications yes, the person who was qualified became unqualified. So it should be a total of 3 for that column so far. So that's how the 5 steps works. So the 5 steps is a powerful way of seeing the progress of clients within an organisation as a whole group or on an individual basis.